Good afternoon, Yada. Late of all. We're still playing this. Just, uh, kind of plug-in. I've been thinking about the review, as I often do during the lunch break. We need to have a discussion about nonsense at some point. Hey, Papaneeks. Thank you, as always, for the sub. I see you're trying to get 3 games funded. I see how it is. I see what your game is. So, here, let me get some real music going here. I think I'm going to wait until a few more people have popped on, but we do legitimately need to talk about that. I also need to share some thoughts. But I should probably go ahead and update the HUD a little bit. And there's the review right now. That is up to date and includes all but 2, I believe. Yes, all but 2 points. 1 negative and 1 positive I was thinking about giving. Alright, let me get out there. Let's try over here. Oh, guess this does not lead out there. How do we get out there? Our time separates passion from conspiracy.
The investigator is here.
Hello, Zacto.
Hey, LD!
Got it.
The island feels bad, LD. If you can prove it, sure. The island feels bad, LD.
Right. Hey, Mr. Red.
It's complicated.
Ah,
What are you talking about, LD?
I have a bad feeling worrying about this.
Good talk, LD.
I have a bad feeling of...
What the hell are you talking about? It's... Come on, LD. What the hell are you talking about?
Sure. Nanny, the hell?
Did you just say Nani the hell?
Come on, LD.
The investigator is here. I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad you're back, LD.
In which direction, Mr. Red? Unless you mean Nani the hell. In which case...
The island feels bad, LD. The island feels bad, LD. Come on, LD.
That's true.
I mean, someone who could evade bullets is ridiculously overpowered in general. Because that level of speed is not insubstantial. You could probably kill most people before they even see them coming.
Ooh. Paradise feet.
Why? The hell are you talking about? It's complicated.
Don't test me.
God damn it, LD! Bullshit! God damn it, LD. Huh? What? Bullshit.
Okay.
Right on, LD. I'm messing with you.
The investigate.
Come on, LD.
What the hell?
There is music playing right now. It's just kind of quiet, Triax.
If you can prove it, sure. The island feels bad, LD. What are you talking about, LD?
I do not wake up at 5 a.m. That sounds like hell to me. I am not a morning person. I never have been. Okay, so that just made things worse. Congratulations, Mr. Red. I recommend donuts. Yeah, in the morning, right? The best advice I could give you for that kind of thing is to try and pattern your, to pattern your body a bit. Hang on, so how long is the job going on? Because you've basically got two options here, Mr. Ed. You could shift your entire schedule forward to accommodate your job, or you could live with having two separate schedules, which might seem like a better option, but is going to cause you a lot more long-term damage. I don't recommend the second option, but it is an option. This is, interesting. Basically, it boils down to, do you want to wake up at 4 a.m. every day? Or do you want to wake up at 4 a.m. some days and 9 a.m. other days? And that's probably going to screw with you. So I don't recommend the latter. If so, that's the best piece of advice I could give you. Your body is a very schedule-conscious thing. So you get it used to waking up at the 5 in the morning every day, and that's going to help you out a lot. It'll suck for the first few days or weeks, but once you get it into that habit, it'll be normalized. So heading to bed at a decent hour, probably when the sun goes down, setting an alarm, making sure you get up, doing some exercising when you get up is something I always recommend. Stuff like that. I love how you can't run while having this, where things are mode on. That's extraordinarily irritating. So the resetting your sleep pattern thing only works for emergencies. And I highly do not recommend doing that. Because of the aforementioned. That's the kind of thing you do if you've just been to Japan, or you had to stay up late to work on something or whatever. Having said that, if you decide to try and do that, go for it. I just don't recommend it. Mostly because it's generally not going to work. There's a concept called sleep debt, which that pretty much puts you into sleep debt. So sure, it'll be easier to fall asleep the next day, but then you'll be in debt in terms of overall sleep and rest. Oh, of course. Yeah, honestly, since you have about a week, I want to say, I would start kind of trying to shuffle yourself further forwards now. Like Narset says, try to inch an hour further, etc., etc. Also, if I'm not mistaken, you're working a non-40-hour job, so that'll probably help. Because 40-hour jobs, in my opinion, and the older and more I learn, the older I get and the more I learn, the more I have this opinion, 40-hour week jobs suck and are actually detrimental to our health. But that's neither here nor there. He's up. If I didn't have to sleep, I wouldn't. That's all I'm saying. Alright, so I spent some time off camera debatinating this game. And I realized we've got a bit of the Dark Souls thing going on, where those little tidbits and snippets of lore are tidbits and snippets of lore, helping to flesh out the world and design the world building for it. Now, I've been reading those as we go, I just haven't really been processing them because, and I'm going to be as nice about this as I can, I haven't really been thinking about the game because it's been nonsense. We'll come back to that in a minute. But when I actually bothered to sit down and think about it, what I realized is this game is a horror game. This is one of the most disgustingly messed up societies that I've seen in recent memory. Not the worst. Just, yeah, it's up there. Top 3, top 5, something like that. So, who wants to know what's going on in this goddamned island? You ready for this? Because it's not pretty. So, a few bagrillion years ago, they're not clear about the timeline, but thousands of years ago, there were these people who worshipped the gods. Then the god hunters showed up, those were humans, and murdered the crap out of those gods. Good on them. The gods are all dead. Cool. However, a group of people decided that they didn't want the gods to be dead, and so they got together. They're immortal, of course, and they're like, all right, we're going to go ahead, we're going to build a city, and we're going to try and design it in such a way as to resurrect the ancient gods. Now, these two goals are kind of unconnected, near as I can tell, because there's designing the perfect paradise, and then there's resurrecting their gods. And obviously the former can lead to the latter, but as we've already talked to several people, some people think they should focus on the gods first, and some people think they should focus on the city first. Either way, that already sounds kind of messed up, but then you realize that what I just referred to is the so-called syndicate, which is most of the named characters. But there's a whole lot of other people who are called citizenry, or citizens. In this case, citizen is another word for slave. What they do is every time they build a new city, they go off through the dimensional portal back to Earth, and they kidnap a large swath of people, drag them back here, and enslave them. The citizenry keep the city functioning and happy and producing. They're the slave labor. And they absolutely build most of the stuff and design most of the stuff. It's all extremely messed up. It's exactly what you'd think it would be. None of the Syndicate find anything wrong with any of this, of course, because the Syndicate are from ancient humans back when slavery was extremely commonplace. So what's the problem? They keep running into unusual issues. There was one particular lore tidbit I loved where it was like, maybe if we give them nice apartments, the citizens will stop committing suicide. Because they legitimately don't understand what the citizens' problem is with regards to, being mass murdered periodically. Oh, right, I forgot to mention. So obviously the citizens are not immortal. So they age and die and age and die. And anytime a city gets, particular island gets nuked, all the citizens are ritualistically sacrificed to the gods. That's them over there out in the pyramids. In order to try and help wake them up. And then they build the new city. The Syndicate builds the new city. And then they go off and they kidnap another batch of slaves.
I don't.
We are absolutely the bad guys. Like, remember, we, the person we're playing, is a Syndicate member. We got banished not because we were not okay with any of this, but because we got tricked by one of the gods into doing something, and therefore got banished as a consequence of that. So, we are absolutely the bad guys, yes. By the way, most of the military force, the marshals, those are citizens. In fact, most of the people who keep this city functioning are citizens. Now, that's all messed up and horrible, and obviously not something I'm particularly a fan of.
Recording obtained.
I found out something else. I actually looked this up, sort of. So I mentioned there's multiple endings, right? Well, it's not as linear as what I was picturing when I heard that there were multiple endings in this game. Instead, it would be more accurate to say that there's multiple crimes, and each of those crimes has a different outcome. So, and obviously we're here to investigate the main crime, who killed the people, but there's, I think, like 10 something? I don't know, I didn't see a full list. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, obviously, of these various crimes that are all happening. Oh yeah, by the way, demons are a thing. That's kind of all that comes down to. Amusingly enough, these places are rife for demonic infestation and corruption because it's a horrifically oppressed society built on slave labor. Now, the demons are absolutely not the good guys, but the demons are getting in the way of the resurrection of the gods and the creation of the perfect island. So, the demons, by virtue of interfering, are helping on a universal scale, but they're only doing that because they're, demons, they're evil. And the reason the demons keep coming here is because this place is extremely evil. So, Anyways, getting a little off topic. Multiple crimes. We get evidence, we run around, everything's cool, we get more evidence, and as we gather evidence, we gain more abilities to deduce or deduct how things go. So I found something interesting out. We can end this game whenever we want to. I could go and beat this game right now. The ending we would get, and again, I put that in quotes because it's not quite accurate, would depend on how much evidence we've gathered to date. Certain different amounts of evidence equals we are able to accuse people differently when it comes to the crimes. I'm not even sure we've discovered all the crimes at this point. I can think of at least 3 right now.
Blood crystal obtained.
Oh yeah, by the way, those blood crystals, guess where those come from? That's what we use as a currency. Anyways. Now there is apparently... So, now here's the caveat, and this is why I decided to look this up. It is not the retroactive continuity thing. Instead, there is one decisive, like, this is what happened. So there is a set continuity on what occurred and who was responsible for what crimes and so forth and so on.
Blood crystal obtained.
The only thing that changes is whom you judge guilty of what and how. By the way, fun fact. The punishment for any crime of any sort whatsoever is death. So anybody you find guilty... So what we're probably going to do is we're going to play this until I get sick of it. I'm just going to be honest about that. And once I get sufficiently sick of it, we're going to go and start the endgame, which, again, you can do at any time. In the interests of fairness, the fact that you can pull that trigger at any time, the fact that most of the crimes have multiple outcomes, the fact that a lot of those outcomes affect other outcomes, that's probably positive territory. In fact, I'm pretty sure, based on what I can already picture as the labyrinthine crap that would have to be designed to make this work, that's probably multiple positive territory.
Blood crystal obtained. Music obtained.
Having said that, we need to talk about nonsense. Because what I just told you probably sounds like some cohesive storyline, and that's probably true. But there's still a whole lot of nonsense in this game. And that means we need to determine if it's a negative, and if so, how many.
That's strange.
How would you murder the council? A gun. Yeah, just walk in, bullet in each head. You're messed
I
up.
don't like this.
You asked. Whatever. That's an interesting point. How much evidence do we have right now? Oh, we do actually have 3 crimes listed. The big crime and Henry escaping. We also have some random evidence here, which we don't know what that is. We have a lot of suspects with regards to that crime. We have no evidence on anybody for this crime. Or here. So yeah, this is how much evidence... You see that 0? That's how much evidence we have for the main plot right now. 0. We are over 4 hours into this game. And I've been running around like a maniac, talking to and interacting with everything that I could, as frequently as I could. What? The crime you committed is severe. Your actions could have ended the Syndicate. You let yourself be deceived by damned Harmony. The god used you to enact a plot against us, threatening our holy mission and endangering the rest of the holy cosmic pantheon. I cannot believe you of all people... Oh yeah, by the way, they want to resurrect all the gods? Even the ones that are not only fighting against them and causing them problems, but the ones they know are horrifically evil. Breaks my heart. You served us well and for so long. Do you have anything to say? I don't think anything I say will matter. You're unrepentant. Just realistic. You're not interested in the circumstances so long as you get your theatrics. You were the head of the Paradise Psycho Unit. You were supposed to protect us against these dangers. You failed us. Your sentence is exile. You'll be sent to the Idle Lands for the rest of your eternal life. Paradise Psycho Unit will be disbanded. Goodbye. We will never meet again. Yeah, this... I don't think I could call this game coffee, but I could see why some people would like it. This feels like a game where you're literally just supposed to roam around this city for days? I'm going to go with days. And just gather and collect and gather and collect and gather and collect and read and read and read and read. And that's the game. That's the bulk of the game, is just running around and gathering all this stuff and reading it. That's fine. You know, no judgment. Not my thing.
Paradise feels wrong. What the hell? Don't.
Oh yeah, the birds fly backwards because the pocket reality is falling apart because it was supposed to be reset already. I also think this could work a lot better without the nonsense. I do think that, legitimately. But that's whatever. I'm always a little bit hesitant to give out something that is such a purely subjective, positive or negative. But I'm probably going to give at least one negative to this game for nonsense. For, I wrote down some terms here. For being too surreal. For being too abstract. I feel so detached from what's going on. Even knowing what's going on, I still feel completely detached from that. Also, this is not an objective review. Never has been, and never will be. That is not my job.
Key item obtained.
Oh, objective reviews exist. They're just not super useful. An objective review has only to do with the core structure of interaction. So what I mean by that is, does the game play? Does it run? Does it have bugs? Do the inputs function as they are supposed to function? So does the controller work? Does the interface work? Are there bugs? That's kind of it. That's an objective review.
Scene investigation.
So, yeah. The Silent Goat, known as the Holy Catalyst or the First. During the Great Betrayal, that's when humans killed the gods, he was captured outside Mahada Ending in India and tortured in the Crystal Caves. He gifted the Syndicate his dying power, allowing us to start the island sequences. Crying Grudge, captured by the Persian army during the Great Betrayal. The near-dead god was paraded around the country and displayed about the palace in Shushatra Zero. The tears of the god fertilized the ground and the city became a sea of lilies. Syndicate rescued Crying Grudge and burned the city to the ground. The weakened god slumbers in a holy pyramid on each island, slowly regaining his strength. This terminal shows the records of who accessed the library vault. The vault includes rare forbidden books, mostly from before the Great Betrayal and our prehistory, or from dreadful cultures on terrifying planets. The most dangerous books are grimoires on demonology. The harrowing tome, Dressed in Red, is a particularly dangerous and forbidden text. According to the records, a number of people access the vault over the course of the island, but the name that stands out is Yuri Knight. Cool. Henry was apparently possessed 10 years ago by a demon.
Sure.
Okay. No, Mr. Red. She talks too much. I mean, I don't disagree, Star Wars, but the counterpoint there is, well, if you try out new stuff, you're going to find a lot of stuff you don't like. Like, you know, this game, for example. But then again, I never would have played Ghost Trick if not for the same, so I get the overall point. However, I reserve the right to go ahead and kind of pull the plug on this game sooner rather than later. I would ask the majority shareholder what they think of that, but I can't because he's not here.
Halt! What do you want, freak?
Got it.
Whatever, freak. She waits in the throne room.
Architect Carmelina Silence.
Lady Love dies.
I don't even know where to begin.
The investigator is here.
Carmelina Silence.
Architect of the Island Sequences, born to Romeo and Natasha Silence on the fourth island sequence under the sign of the Blood Dancer. Her parents were skilled island architects and taught her how to weave psychic will into structure. Carmelina has since been a genius architect and will soon achieve the perfect island. Romeo Silence was seduced by the god Cosmic Deceit and committed treason against the Syndicate. As part of his punishment, no member of the Silence family would ever be allowed on the council. Her mother was killed fighting to protect the council during the demonic invasion of the ninth sequence.
Investigation free.
Exile wasn't permanent for the investigation freak or her little computer.
Got it.
Yep. Uh-huh.
This is nonsense. Craft is its own reward. We have achieved perfection.
Right.
I don't like this.
We have achieved perfection.
I feel like you just said that.
Believe what you want. Craft is its own reward. I am the leader.
Crime is
Do your job. Believe what you want. Can I help you with anything?
Crime cannot hide.
Do your job. This is nonsense.
I have a bad feeling about this.
How dare you?
Don't test me.
I beg your pardon? I am the leader. What?
Got it.
Do your job.
Thank you, Rosulia. And no, she's carrying an architect's bag because she designs the islands. She can't figure out posture, so she has to design something. If you know what you want to put there towards Rosulia, please let me know.
What?
Sure.
Craft is its own reward. It is cowardly to insinuate, investigator.
I was born to investigate.
Do your job.
That's strange. Where?
Craft is its own reward.
That's strange.
We have achieved perfection.
The investigator is here. Got it.
Craft is its own reward. Investigator. Do your job. We have achieved perfection.
Okay. That was honestly quite unhelpful. Okay, who haven't we talked to?
Ha.
No! And we're dead.
Respawning. Fine travel unlocked. Game saved. Starlight skins obtained. Dr. Doomjazz.
Lady Love dies.
You know, I should have probably guessed that these people are all evil, because they've got skulls everywhere. You know, my favorite part is he's got a thing that says child labor on his arm. Which in this case is probably quite literal.
Dr. Doomjazz.
Syndicate's head doctor. Born in the Cannon Fortress, Scotland in AD 988 under the sign of Cosmic Deceit. Growing up during a military campaign, Doomjazz longed to become a doctor to tend to the wounded. He snuck into the haunted Ziggurat Medical School and studied in the library after hours. He became their top student and battlefield medic. He was captured during the Great Betrayal, losing his arms in a torture chamber before being rescued by Aiz Kiwami. The two fled to join the Syndicate.
I've got all the time in the world.
For you.
I've missed you, Love Dies. I'm a professional.
Sure.
How?
The investigator is here.
The island is about to end.
I have a bad feeling about this.
That's not nice.
Got it.
I'm worried.
Drama and politics are drugs. Best not to get hooked on them. Kinda, yeah, the Count.
I don't like this.
I suppose there's some specifics that have to be defined, but in this case it's literally enslavement, so I think being pro-slave probably does make them evil, yeah.
It's been wonderful to see you again.
Don't test me. Ah,
I see. What?
sorry.
Hypothetically?
Ah,
Lady Love dies.
sure.
Ha ha!
Who?
Ha ha! This is bad. Investigator. What?
Where?
What?
I think you know the answer to that, Act.
Ha ha!
They have drugs that specifically are for victims of demonic possession.
The investigator is here.
I see. I'm a professional.
Sure.
How?
So adrenaline, intense amounts of adrenaline, can actually break the anti-demonic possession drug.
My favorite investigator.
Strange.
Oh no, you can be as pragmatic as you want, Act, but if we have to go that route in order to survive, then we deserve to die. Hell, I'll kill us myself.
Plus crystal obtained.
Is this a fact or a truth? Don't test me.
So that's an interesting question, Walker. Let me answer the question you're actually answering. The odds of you getting in trouble for that are low. However, there is not really a lot of legal precedence with regards thereto. I could also phrase this slightly differently. If someone did actually drag you to court, you could absolutely be charged criminally for that. But whether or not you would be convicted or not depends on how well you argue your case. Make sense?
Dr. Ninjas.
Yes, I know who this is, thank you.
What?
I have a bad.
Haha!
Sure.
That's it. Yeah, don't speak for yourself in court unless you are extremely confident in what you're doing and why. Also, don't take any legal advice from some dude on a stream. Another bit of legal advice I could give. Okay. So... I mean, any VPN... let me walk that back. You keep asking me seemingly simple questions that are actually ludicrously complicated, Walker. Okay. A VPN masking your IP is not necessarily going to prevent your IP provider from knowing it's you. Let's start with that. It might reduce the likelihood of it happening, but even that depends on the IP in question. Sorry, the internet provider in question. I don't really recommend using VPNs personally, but if you're using one already, then you have done everything that is possible to do in order to defend yourself in that matter. There's not really a lot else you can do. Who are the states fighting right now? Yeah, ironically, the primary purpose of a VPN, really, like the most pragmatic and purposeful purpose behind a VPN, is to make certain programs think you're somewhere you're not, which only matters because we don't have standardization when it comes to access and programs. Being able to use your Netflix account that you own, that you subscribe to and pay for, in order to access Netflix shows is a very common and probably the archetypal example thereof. Yeah, region locking is stupid. It exists for reasons, but those reasons are also stupid. And the Discord thing that Emperor Valerian just mentioned is a perfect example of region locking. Now, that's a little bit more local region locking, but that is still region locking.
That's strange.
Plus crystal obtained.
Having said all that, while I freely emulate on my show, I always make sure that I own a legal copy of the game. Just in case. In most cases, I'll even pull the thing out and wave the cartridge around, like, hey, look. But again, that's a defense, not a guarantee. I mean...
That's strange.
Meditation unlocked.
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that is an onerous amount of collectibles. Do you see all those? Do you see all that crap? I am not doing all of that. Like, no offense to anybody, but... What? That's the kind of thing that would make Assassin's Creed Unity blush. Just... Wow. Yeah, I don't even know where to start with that. Well, I think it's a dumb statement, Act, especially since there's always going to be a market for the cheaper product. In most fields. GPUs notwithstanding.
Crystal attained.
As far as AMD's launch, I mean, AMD has been so far behind for so long in so many ways that I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know they launched something. Because they're so irrelevant. And have been for a long time. So who knows? Maybe someday they'll stop being irrelevant. And there's my thoughts on AMD.
Crystal attained.
Yeah, also with that many collectibles, that reinforces my opinion earlier of this being, you know, kind of a Spyro-y kind of a game. In fact, I'm starting to think I need to redress this instead of being a point-and-click adventure, just making it a straight-up collect-a-thon. Because, I mean, it's kind of a collect-a-thon. Delete all this. Oh yeah, Ect also asked, you ever heard of songs from Sabathon, a band that tends to write songs about historical events? That sounds very cool. But no, I've never heard of that, unfortunately. It's okay, Ect. Someday AMD will suck slightly less. Maybe. Okay, now I'm just being a dick. I'm sorry. As an aside, I really don't like navigating this city, just while we're on the subject. But no, I admittedly haven't used an AMD in about 17 years, I want to say. Something like that. Nevertheless, I will say this. NVIDIA could probably learn what this little thing is called customer service, which they apparently have forgotten what that is.
Crystal attained.
Yeah, no kidding, Act. Like, really, guys? EVGA vanishing is still one of those big question marks for me, and I just honestly haven't had the time to devote to figuring out what the hell was going on with that. Because that's just strange. Like, really strange. Like, something's going on I don't know about. Strange. So hold on, I want to test something. Oh, first let's talk to him. Okay, never mind. Let's see how many collectibles are nearby. Oh my god. Oh my god. Meanwhile, Alex, who paid for this game, isn't even here. So Alex, when you're watching this in the VOD, I want you to see this sea of hell. And I want you to understand why we're not doing that. Yeah, EVGA decided to back out of the GPU industry entirely. Which is really, really strange, like I said earlier. Ironically, the card I have in my computer right now is an EVGA. But no, I didn't see Gamers Nexus. In fact, I don't think I've ever even heard of Gamers Nexus. I have heard of J2Cent, though. I have not, Walker. I didn't think it was out yet. I thought it was still in early access. I kind of hate the game I'm playing right now, Play Jamal.
Relic obtained.
So that's my day.
Relic obtained.
Oh yeah, by the way. You might think, well, Laura, there's no real reason to get all the collectibles, right? You just need the evidence. Some of the collectibles, not all of them, are used as evidence. Honestly, I'd be okay with that act, as long as we got someone else to fill the gap, you know?
Blood crystals obtained.
Because what the crap?
Relic obtained.
I don't suppose you have a TLDW about why they think that EVGA backed out of the GPU market. It's really frustrating because I was up here earlier. Of course, we've been in the realm of backtracking for a couple hours at this point. Oh, tired of dealing with NVIDIA. That's a good one-sentence answer. That's... That's actually interesting. Like, really interesting, if that's true. Mhm. Okay, how do I get up there, game? There's no... anything. I will say this. EVGA backing out of GPUs because of NVIDIA still doesn't actually make sense to me. I still think there's something else going on there. First of all, they could get in the game themselves, especially since they have the factory set up for it. Second of all, they could bounce onto one of the other major providers. Third of all, they could basically back a new provider. EVGA has enough weight to say, you are going to be the major GPU provider now, and sign up with them, and kind of drag them up to take over the market from NVIDIA. But I digress. Yeah, I don't know how to get up there. I give up. In fact, I give up on life. I'm ready. I'm ready. This is it. Suicide! It doesn't work in this game because we're immortal. Whatever.
Ha! Oh,
Relic obtained.
Exactly, Walker. That's sort of what I started this whole conversation with. There's something going on I don't know about. I stand by that. Gems tied to the sufferings of others are one of my collections.
that's weird.
I also collect antiques from a planet populated by slug scholars, and a cabinet of calcified entrails prayer wreaths from a mad monks in the Venus labyrinths. Whatever. I'm not going to watch it, Imperial Star Destroyer, but thank you. I extraordinarily do not have the time. You can share it for other people. Sorry, I shouldn't presume. If you want to share it for someone else, go for it.
Game saved.
In fact, I'm reminded of right this very second more than usual. Okay, well, we can't reach her, and we can't reach him. So, that's all kind of useless. We also don't know how to reach him. That's 3 people we have never talked to that I have tried to reach and have failed at doing so. We've also circled the island several times at this point, and are officially at the point of looping. So let's see if any of the people we do know how to reach can give us any new dialogue. And when they don't... this game can be quite long. You want to know how long this game is, Walker? Hang on. Let me show you all the collectibles here. There you go. You see all those collectibles? You see that Sea of Death? That's how long this game is. It's little glowing pink-yellow things. However, we have the unusual power of being able to just pull the trigger whenever we want to. I keep hesitating to do that because I am a professional and want to do my freaking job, but this game has been doing everything possible to push me out of it as hard and as fast as possible. This is one of the most not-my-thing games I've played in recent memory. You're probably thinking, but what about Fran Bow? No, Fran Bow is Black Licorice. That's on a whole different level. This is just... meandering. And I don't mean to say that with such derision in my voice, but it's because I don't enjoy meandering. I enjoy doing things.
You reunite.
Don't be snide with me.
Ooh, the investigator is here.
I mean, the game's speedrun is like, what was it, 10 minutes or something like that? Ironically, I don't think I'm going to give this game a tag. It's not coffee, because I don't acknowledge that. And it's not Black Licorice, because it's not that bad. 6 minutes, Jesus. 100% is 3.5 hours. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, if you don't understand why that's freaking me out so much, please keep in mind that most RPG speedruns are somewhere around 2 to 4 hours. For games where you can't skip cutscenes and battles are slow and the whole game's kind of slow. For a game where you can run around and double jump and like physics your way around the terrain to have a 3.5-hour speedrun, that speaks to the ridiculous volume of collectibles.
Insufferable. Insufferable. What business is it of yours? Pathetic.
Only one listed. I don't blame them. Yeah, Assassin's Creed flags. Ugh. Or feathers. You know, we 100%ed Blood Dragon. You remember that? That's a good question. How many players are speedrunning this game? Speedruns.com keeps track of how many people have done active submissions. Okay, just make sure. 12. That's actually impressive. That's more than Secret of the Stars. Yeah, 100% Blood Dragon was like 6 hours. 5.62 or something like that. I don't know. Under 6 hours. Okay, so that wasn't anything new as far as leads go. Let's go this way then next. I was debating music positive. I hate the music, of course, but like, that's just because of the style. Oh my god, nope. That might be part of the collectathon thing. Because you have to get those gems to put in those to get items to pop out. So you have to collect so you can collect. Did I seriously come up here for oh my god, I did. Okay, hang on. Where am I? That's a good question, Imperial Star Destroyer. If you figure that out, let me know. Oh, he's way up there. I'm not going to make that. Where's her? She's right there. That okay, that's a thing that happened. Whatever. I could probably think of instances where a saxophone didn't bother me. But in general, I don't like jazz. Jazz is too irritating to listen to, unstructured, fluid. Like, it bugs me listening to it.
Halt! What do you
yeah.
want, freak? Are you still...
I don't like this.
What she said.
Architect Carmelina Silence.
Craft is its own reward.
That's it. Ah, thank you, Guinevere. Always appreciate it. I'll put the Turd Stealer's Choice. Thank you. No, this is totally a... I'm going to list this personally under a point-and-click adventure. And I know that's not quite a point-and-click, but it kind of super is. The difference is we're actually running around and FPSing instead of, you know, walking across the area, having a screen transition, and then clicking something. But otherwise, the structure of this game is straight-up point-and-click adventure. Even the nature of how you can talk to people multiple times to get multiple items, to gain context, and you can only do things with context because there's like a logic chain to it. Like, that's straight-up point-and-click adventure. Oh, well, thank you, Gregors. That's actually really relieving to hear. I felt really bad about being as negative as I was about Fallout 2, because I know a lot of people love that game. And as you might imagine, I got some interesting comments about it, so it's nice to hear that someone actually enjoyed the stream. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Blade Taval. That's a good way to put it.
Getting saved.
Okay, so she's over there. I can't reach him, and I can't reach her. And I can't reach him. So we're running out of people that we can talk to. Normally, this is when I'd be like, anybody know where to go next? But nobody's ever played this game, so... I don't think Jago gives a damn, Ross. I've long since given up trying to even understand his gaming preferences anyways. That's not true. I understand his gaming preferences perfectly. I just don't agree, I guess. Let me put it to you this way. Let me describe it this way, because I've known people like this before. Let's say that you found a restaurant nearby. This restaurant does the kind of food you like, and they do it well. Yes, please.
What the hell? That's strange.
A dash unlocked.
Do an air dash. Okay. So you words. So you've got. Of course, now we can use the air dash immediately to get that. Then I screwed up the jump. So you find this one restaurant. It's a good restaurant, and so you just kind of keep going there. And people are like, "Hey, why don't you try this other restaurant?" And you're like, "Well, because I've already got a restaurant I like." And that's Django. He already found the restaurant he likes. The end. No judgment. I don't work like that. I like variety. I would go so far as to say I need variety. We can dash up. Just curious. What is this? Why does it say there's something to pick up here? Oh, because I haven't actually unlocked this yet. Would I try a rat burger? Probably not, no. Because I wouldn't trust rat meat to be safe to eat. But that's more of a health reason than anything else. If this was like Star Trek or whatever, where I could guarantee with like near total certainty that it was safe, yeah, okay, fine. I'll try it. I'll try most things at least once. Delicious mackerel. That's another thing, Hullpole. Because you're absolutely right. Some people will play League of Legends or Dota 2 or Counter-Strike or CSGO or whatever for years, and I can't even begin to understand that. Speaking as a long-term MMO player, I can't even begin to understand that.
Crimson acid.
Sure,
I have my ways. What do you mean?
got it.
Secrets are dangerous. Good. Thank you. Good work. Who knows?
And that's it. Have I ever enjoyed WoW PvP? Yes. Briefly, at the end of Vanilla and at the beginning of BC. And, that's it. Well, I was kind of going through a complete psychotic breakdown at the time, Ross, so that kind of doesn't count. I mean, the last time I played Chrono Trigger is whenever we did the marathon of it. Which I want to say was close to, like, 8 years ago now, or something like that. I haven't played CT in a long time. On purpose, actually. Do I remember Chrono Trigger? Or do I remember the psychotic breakdown? Because the answer is yes and no, respectively. How do I get in here? Ask a stupid question, I suppose.
Nightmare computer.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, that's why there's all these skulls and stuff, because, you know, we're followers of the old gods. I guess that's where the, this game was partially inspired by, Lovecraft thing comes from. Go figure and all that. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Right.
Nightmare computer unlocked.
Oh, now I can get out there. Well, okay, so that's one more person I can finally talk to.
Ooh, the investigator is here. That's strange. Ah.
Okay. That's a good question, Gregors. I'm not sure. But hypothetically, yeah. I mean, we can just kill them all. There is a correct ending act. I don't know if I'd call it a good ending, but there is a correct ending. I don't know what it is. Don't ask. Depends on what you're in the mood for, Walker. So what are you in the mood for? Oh god, that's murder on the eyes.
Time travel unlocked.
See, I'm the weirdo on that one, Yura. I find PvP so boring that I get dull. I get tired of it in minutes, hours at the high end. There's just nothing there for me. There's no content. So I'm like, okay. And like, if I was somehow forced to sit and PvP for a long period of time, I would put some effort into it and I would try. Until, you know, it got... Basically, the longer it lasted, the less effort I would put in, until there would reach a point where I would deliberately just stand there and let people kill me. I've done this before, so I know from experience.
What the hell?
I'm calling you something unspeakable in my native language. Oh, I'm definitely going to find you guilty, lady.
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
Born in Mihai Day, Romania, AD 991, under the sign of New Knight. Grand Marshal recruits, trains, and leads her marshals in any military activity the Syndicate performs. Akiko was born an orphan during the reign of the gods. She was drafted into the army of New Knight as Damned Harmony's forces pushed across Eastern Europe. At age 13, she was leading guerrilla operations after excelling at hand-to-hand weapons and combat. When the Great Betrayal happened, she fled to join the Syndicate. New Knight had given her home and a purpose. She had no intention of forsaking her god. Oh, God, excuse me.
Got it.
Taci, dracului din gură! Nenorocito!
Henry Division has been incarcerated for a decade. Before he was incarcerated, he was arrested multiple times for arson, robbery, assault, and attempted celestial rituals. Okay. Went to watch by a school and served a short jail time for attempting to communicate with gods in a failed ritual. Okay. 1 year later, he succeeded in communicating with the gods. Demons poured in through the psychic pathways he's opened. He was possessed by a demon, killed his mother in their apartment. We arrested him, but he already tainted the island. We sealed off the area around his apartment, the concrete sarcophagus over the dead zone. Henry resisted arrest, murdered our chief exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. He's been kept here in the desolation cell full of inhibitors ever since. Why didn't you kill him if he was so terrible?
How?
I removed him from his cell and took him back to the ritual stone. The blood pools in the recess of the stone stopped the tainted liquid from touching the island.
That Labajiu.
He took his chance when I opened the cell. He pushed me aside and then was gone. This is at 2352.
Ești prost.
This is power armor.
How?
So how do you get past you? My posture was incorrect. He caught me off balance.
The investigator is here.
He took my combat knife. Okay. When he escaped in the struggle, he grabbed the knife. Did he attack you? No, he took it and ran.
Freak.
Outside, he was passed out. The demon did its work and left him broken. He had the knife with him. I attempted to secure the crime scene, but was unable to. We were not able to traverse the second holy
Și
seal.
asta ce înseamnă?
Wrap this up and execute him so we can go to the next island.
Crime cannot hide.
Cârpă!
Don't drag this out. Do your work and let me do mine. You are super sus, lady. Just so you know.
That Labajiu.
And guilty stab!
Goodbye, nenorocito.
I don't like this.
Examination instructions state that citizens, slaves, should be examined but not administer medication or care beyond what is necessary. Patient's body is strong but fatigued. Show clear signs of possession, scarring, burns, and arcane sigils. Blood work shows no signs of abnormalities or
That's
intoxication.
weird.
Patient had visible blood around the mouth. Test blood shows this blood matches several victims of the council murder.
Sure.
Further samples confirm the blood was ingested via the mouth and within the stomach of the patient, likely ingested during the attack. Patient appears free from mental illness but is suffering from amnesia, a common side effect of demonic possession. Patient has no memory of the decades since his possession. Patient doesn't remember anything about the events of tonight. Collapse most likely due to extreme exhaustion from overexertion.
I
During the
hate
patient's possession
demons.
10 years ago, arcane sigils were seared into his flesh by the possessing demon. These symbols were found drawn in blood at the crime scene. Since no exorcism was performed 10 years ago, he has been tortured by the demon contained within him. Why? Okay.
Sure.
During prior examinations, the patient complained about white-hot rage inside of him. Patient's body had the correct dosage of demonic inhibitors. A final assessment is the demon within the patient managed to overcome the inhibitors at a crucial moment. The patient escaped under the will of the demon with no memory of it having happened.
Got it.
So, I should probably mention something. Henry is a citizen. All citizens are ritualistically sacrificed at the end of an island. So, whether or not he is killed for murder or ritualistically killed to feed their old gods doesn't freaking matter. Oh, and probably because it's a non-native speaker. Come on.
Sure.
Analyzing.
Got it.
Okay. Did I... Well, it says I have something else to talk to her about, so let's go right back to her.
Grand Marshal Agago 14.
Jesus, okay.
Paradise feels wrong.
You believe Henry did this? Every bit of security is breached by a citizen. He's not a normal citizen. He's possessed. Of course he did it. You have any doubts? Are you stupid?
The
The investigator is here.
You need to back.
Don't test me.
Goodbye, Nenorochito.
Nice lady.
Nenorochito.
I don't have a motive. I'm a soldier. Soldiers have honor and live to serve.
I'll kill you.
Sure.
An illicit relationship that got found out would be punishable.
Got it.
Yeah.
Crime is
You've
repulsive.
been asking for the marshals to be inducted, haven't
Pull
you?
up.
It's a reasonable request. We guard the islands. Oh, yeah. So, again, marshals are citizens, which means they are ritualistically sacrificed. She wants to induct them into the syndicate so that they get to survive past each cycle.
Che.
Don't test me.
That's a lie.
Got it.
Che.
I need to investigate.
Nenorochito.
Why?
Soldiers of honor. Do you want to die?
Got it.
That Labajiu.
What time?
Nenorochito.
Ooh, the
Nenorochito.
truth remains
Wista.
Thank you. Crime can...
Ishprost. Classified.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you know where KHX is? No, he's been missing for several days. Have you searched for him? What do you think? My marshals conducted a brief search, but were stretched thin at the end of an island. There are several thousand citizens that need to be rounded up and taken to the slaughter ritual.
The investigator is here.
Nenorochito. Rahat. Wista.
Sure.
Ce dracu. Ești prost? Nenorochito, you're out of your mind.
That's not an answer. So, we just confronted her about the fact that there's a back door to the doctor's place which doesn't have a log on it, so you can't see who goes through it. She gave some excuse for why it exists, but at the end of the day, she basically just admitted that everybody allows it because lots of people like to visit the doctor without anybody knowing that they're visiting the doctor.
Ești pe bune?
I have a bad feeling about this. Ah.
Wow. So we also just pointed out that was thermite, which blew up in the bars, and she just flat out denies that and says, nope, it was demonic.
Do you want to die?
Also, all reports indicate that he was correctly dosed with the inhibitors, which is true. We've seen 3 separate sources of that. And her response is, they screwed up. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of joked about this, but this lady is the most suspicious person by far that we've encountered in this game.
Rahat!
When love dies.
Pull up. I'll put your head on a spike. Nenorochito. Rahat. Taci, dracului din gură!
Got it.
Right. So, the reason they don't execute the people who are possessed by demons is because that frees the demons. However, there is a specific way in order to get rid of the demon. It's to allow them to be erased along with the person when the island is destroyed. So they deliberately keep them imprisoned and tortured so that they are punished for their crime of being possessed by a demon. Her words, not mine. Yeah, no, this setting is phenomenally worse than Warhammer could ever hope to be. I mean, this is pretty much a straight-up Lovecraft setting, and everything that that implies. I'm going to say this one more time, because apparently you missed this, Mr. Red. We work for a group of people who are trying to resurrect the old gods, who are evil, of course, and do so by regular mass ritual slaughter, built on a city constructed entirely through slave labor. Yeah, in Warhammer 40k, you know what you can do if you see a demon? You can shoot him in his face. It might even do something.
It's complicated.
Okay. Yeah, they're Aztecs, except, like, they have dimensional warps and all sorts of other messed up stuff like that. Let's see if there's any over here, like, while we're here, you know. There apparently is. What's this? Oh, I didn't get this.
Fast travel unlocked. Game saved. Starlight skins obtained.
God damn it. Well, that turned on something on another island I can't even reach yet. And yeah, the imagine the Aztecs with basically sci-fi levels of magic tech. And here we are. There it is.
Blood crystals obtained.
Alright. So. Let me jot down some thoughts here. Let me actually give you some Persona music while I type for a minute, okay? Nothing good, act. Do you know how many actual functional governments in the world use Twitter on a national official level? Heck. I mean, we all know Makoto is best. You don't know why? That's such a confusing statement. Yeah, I'm talking at the national level because I feel when someone asks, why is something bad? I try to go for the largest, the biggest swing I can make first, just to make my point as efficiently as possible. Kawakami is also pretty legit. I like pretty much all the characters in Persona 5. With only a few exceptions. Okay, Ect, I'm still not understanding your question. So, let's see. You're a leader of a nation, and there is a social network tool which is used by literally everyone, everywhere, worldwide. It is essentially freely available, regardless of other considerations. It also, by sheer virtue of the fact that everyone uses it, has a surprising amount of redundancies built into it, as well as safety measures and checks and policies to make sure that it works with regards to different legal status, or dealing with criminal investigations, for example, or conflicting rules across lines, like someone from Russia interacting with someone with a thing or whatever. Isn't that Facebook? No. Facebook wishes it was Twitter. Facebook is a social network. Twitter is an information hub. It's a messaging app. You don't go to Facebook in order to try and find out what's going on 30 seconds ago because a missile just hit Poland. You go to Twitter for that. The reach and the saturation of Twitter worldwide is kind of bonkers to think about. Essentially, everyone who is at any large-scale level, when it comes, and I mean from small business up to the President of the United States and NATO, have Twitter accounts. They use their Twitter accounts. They use them for large-scale announcements. They use them for fact-checking things. They use them for trying to get out alerts. Because here's the thing, Act. Here's how this works. I have this problem too. In fact, everybody has this problem. You want to reach out to as large of an audience as possible. How do you do that? Now, in my case, I don't have a method to do that. I do not have something that hits everything. It doesn't exist. There is no one thing I can go to that's the news for everything, right? I can't just go to one spot and say, hey, everyone, and that will catch every one of my followers or viewers. I have to throw out multiple things. I have to throw out an announcement on Discord. I have to throw out an announcement on Twitter. I have to throw out an announcement on YouTube. And usually I have to say something live on stream as well. Yeah, exactly, Imperial Star Destroyer. So I have to do all those methods. But Twitter has such saturation that it kind of is the thing. If you are a large-scale corporation, or a senator, or a leader of a nation, or a military general, or whatever, then the one thing you could, if you need to send out one piece of information to hit as large of a network of people as possible, the largest percentage of people you can, you use Twitter. And as pointed out, like, there's this wonderful thread about this. It's so much more fascinating than the game I'm covering now. There's this wonderful thread about a level of maintenance that Twitter has required that I honestly think most people aren't even the beginnings of aware of. That I think people do not understand how many people have put how much work for how many years, not just into keeping Twitter functional, which is already its own problem, but also trying to ensure that it operates at a societal level at a political level, at a legal level, in multiple nations simultaneously, when some of those nations are at war with each other. Do you have any idea what kind of a job that is? Like, really think about that. Of course, I can't find it now. So yeah, no, Twitter going down is bad. Now, that's the short answer. Hang on, it gets worse. Because the thing is, Twitter is going to have to be replaced by something. There's not really any good answer for that. There's not really a good, clean way for Twitter 2 to pop out. Because Facebook essentially can't be Twitter 2. It's not structured for it. It's not designed for it. It doesn't have the infrastructure necessary for it, and it's already being ripped apart in several countries. Certainly Facebook is very, very big in some countries, including the United States, but there are other countries where it literally doesn't operate at all, and in some cases has severely limited functionality. And even again, that's ignoring the fact that it just doesn't serve the same function. It doesn't work that way. There's going to be a colossal amount of upfront investment cost on behalf of a huge amount of people, and probably multiple corporations, and again, national governments, in order to get something up that's going to be Twitter 2. WhatsApp is Facebook chat program. That's all it is. I'm pretty sure Twitter is not going to completely crash. Literally, if for no other reason than at some point or another, governments of nations are going to step in. Guaranteed. I put 100% certainty on that. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't already done so, and we just haven't heard about it yet. Let's put this under atmosphere. I hope to God they don't nationalize it, because there's no way in hell. Remember, there's not one nation that sits on Twitter. So, which nation nationalizes Twitter exactly? Think about the political brush fire that would be. Hi, Maverick. Switzerland. I think there's a lot of countries that wouldn't be okay with that. I know. Here. I'll just start up again. Whoops. See you around a Pearl Star Destroyer. Hope to see you at some point. Yeah, no kidding, Blade Taval. Yeah, no. The best case scenario here will be that, first of all, Elon Musk gets his stupid, moronic hands out of Twitter. Let's just start with that. And then Twitter gets put back into its standard operating procedure. A bunch of people will then dump money on Twitter, because Twitter was already having money issues, in order to keep the damn thing going. And then they'll be able to rebuild the infrastructure and get things working again, because, well, because they will need it to. Funny fact, if I was going to take over the world right now, going ahead and stomping over and just kind of taking Twitter might be step one of that. So if you see some weird bald guy takes over Twitter, you'll know what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to update the HUD a little bit. I've typed out more of my thoughts, but honestly, I'm kind of don't have much else going on here. Oh, by the way, I do also think that Twitter is a cesspit and needs to be fixed. But what I would actually prefer is if Twitter was replaced. Here's the problem. Twitter, by its very design, is going to incline itself towards toxicity and negativity. The reason why is very easy to explain. Excuse me, very easy to understand and very difficult to explain. Because it boils like this. So, it has limited amount of text you can put in a message. That's for good reason. It's because it's intended to be like a thing of, hey, this is happening, or this is doing whatever. So you say something, someone responds to you, but all nuance is removed from both your statement and the response. So look at the gradient of discourse. Look at the gradient of opinion and perspective, right? Like this. It's actually closer to a full three-dimensional thing, but let's ignore that for a second. And let's just present it to a one-dimensional plane to make this easy, okay? So you're actually here, and they're actually here. But because you have such little time and space in which to say your statement, you look like you're over here, and they look like they're over here. So you respond as if they're over there. They respond as if you're over there. Even if we ignore all other aspects of human psychology or anonymity or anything else whatsoever, the very structure of Twitter encourages, what's this called? There's actually a term for it. It's extreme divisiveness or something like that. In other words, it encourages the idea that everyone is far more towards the extremes of things when they're not. Because they're actually over here. Right? And that sucks. Because we do, weird opinion, we do need something like Twitter, as I was just elucidating to Ect. We need something that can serve as this kind of near universal news system. Something that can be used for things like, hey, the Blizzard servers are down. Let me go check the Blizzard's QA Twitter. Oh, hey, they have a post from 9 minutes ago saying that it's down right now, this is going on, yada yada, right? That is not only a valuable, it's an invaluable service. And again, this is used extensively on a national level. And I don't just mean like governments. This is used by agencies. This is used by to help with travel, to help with healthcare, to help with safety things, etc., right? It's the kind of thing that should exist. The problem is, and this is going to sound very strange, I don't think it should be used by people. Because it doesn't really have any purpose for people. It has purpose for agencies, for organizations, for news broadcasts. Actual news, as opposed to media. But that's why I say fixing Twitter. I guess I didn't actually say this. Let me say this. Fixing Twitter would be a Herculean task. But I do think it's something that should at least be attempted at some point or another. So I want to do something, because there was something that mentioned I could do something, and I want to see if I can do this. People are stupid. I'm stupid. And 100% democracy is insanity. But what I think substantially more so, rather than stupidity or insanity, is something a little bit more nuanced, which is, and I'm going to go and say this bluntly because I don't even think this is a controversial opinion, I think most people don't really know what they really feel, think, and or want or need. I think most people don't really think about it like that. I think most people don't actually put the kind of thought necessary into understanding things like what they feel, what they think, why they think it, how they think it. Most people don't self-analyze, in my experience. I should add, I shouldn't give such a generic statement without giving that thing on it. So it's not so much that people are stupid as they're not really processing it. I don't want to use a recent example, but we should lower taxes when we're going through an inflation problem is a perfect example of a case where those people aren't actually thinking about what they're saying. They don't have either the information or the time or the analysis necessary to look at the situation and say, oh, that's going to make it much, much worse. Because that's not what they want, right? They don't want inflation to get worse. They want inflation to get better. So what they're voting for is inflation to get better. But that's not actually what they're voting for. I know that's a random example, but it's a recent one. So that's why I'm using it. Yeah, people want simple solutions. Like, you, fix this. Okay. Okay, so apparently I can't do the thing I was trying to do. That sucks. Oh, that's right. I need to write that down. I mean, and this isn't exactly a new problem, is this? I mean, we have evidence of people who had this exact same mentality during Rome's time. So, but if we want to use something more recently, you remember how I stopped discussing controversial topics with certain people back when I was 13? This ties into what Yura mentions about Facebook, because some people don't actually want to discuss the topic. They just want to argue about it. Or they want to preach about it. I know I come across that way too, and I apologize for that. But the point is, they don't want to actually discuss the topic. They want to rant about it, or they want to yell about it, or they want to argue about it, as opposed to trying to actually think about it and process it and be like, okay, there it is. It's actually cute. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of people want to win. And there's no fixing that. That's just human nature. We're a competitive species. All species are a competitive species to some extent or another. But we're a competitive species and people want to win. I want to win. I like winning. Come on, let's arm wrestle. I got this. But no, you're absolutely right. I know people personally who have had no interest whatsoever in the discussion at hand. They only wanted to win the discussion. And that's just discouraging, I think is the word I want to use there. I don't have that update yet. Okay. That's another thing. Actually, Grigoris brings up an excellent point. Language, communication is not linear. It's not a static thing. There's inferences, there's perceptions, there's perspectives, there's tonality. I tend to be pretty good, in my opinion, at paying attention to how someone's saying something, but even I screw up all the time. And I pay attention to things like sentence structure and word usage, for God's sakes. Oh god, it's actually really complicated, Wolf Alex. What it boils down to is the method to combat inflation is to reduce the amount of currency you have rotating through your market. And there's a bunch of ways to do that, but by raising taxes, what you're doing is you're pulling money out of the market. Another thing you can do is try to sell stuff to your citizens. Hence, for example, selling bonds. Governments tend to push bonds a lot during periods of inflation, because what that is actually doing is removing money from the market. People have less money, they can only spend so much. When people can only spend so much, the market automatically adjusts in order to accommodate new prices, yada yada yada, right? That's the extremely simple version of that. But anyways, so yeah, listen, Yada, I'm gonna need to get all the way off my back. No, so you have, language, right? So people discussing things, especially in text format. Like when you're listening to me, you have my motion and my tone to try and infer what I'm saying, even if my terminology isn't correct, or even if I'm using sentences or words that aren't quite accurate. You can generally tell what I'm talking about, but when you remove that from it, all you have is text on a screen. You can look at grammar, you could look at spelling errors, you could look at people who don't know how to punctuate at all. I can't remember, but one of my favorite lessons I ever learned in English class was the teacher wrote out like 5 copies of the same sentence and moved a comma in order to completely change the context in all 5, because that's how important that is, right? So that also leads to a massive amount of arguing and fighting and garbage when it comes to communication, because maybe you're in a bad mood that day. Maybe you're inferring something they didn't intend. Maybe you think they're saying X, but they're saying Y. Maybe you think they're saying X with a specific tone, and so forth, and so on. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Good work.
That's it? Ah, okay, that didn't help anything. Is that? I mean, I honestly think we're going to go ahead and just wrap the game up soon. I'm honestly not even sure I want to do a video on this one. I'm not sure what I have to talk about. It's an interesting open-world explorative game. The background lore is horrifying. I mean, this is, for all intents and purposes, a horror game. Straight out of Lovecraft. Well, my majority shareholder, of which there is only one, has not been here today, the day he specifically requested I do this stream. So, that's cool. Restructured the whole schedule. What's funny is Pax made fun of me for this, because he's like, this is just gonna happen this way. And I was like, yeah, I know. Oh, we didn't talk to Henry yet. Let's go talk to Henry.
Who the fuck are you?
Hi.
Henry Division.
Prime suspect. Citizen born to Rena Division 27 years ago, father unknown. Arrested multiple times by the marshals for assault, robbery, arson, and torture. Imprisoned in the desolation cell after killing his mother during possession 10 years ago. Intellectual and creative, but finds it difficult to apply himself. He struggled through his schoolwork until he became aware of demonology and suddenly developed an interest in occult mathematics.
Who the fuck are you?
Got it.
Wanna have a nice little chat?
Ooh, the investigator is here. That's weird.
Whatever you fucking say.
Got it. Paradise feels wrong. I don't like this. Paradise feels wrong.
So apparently, communicating with the gods is forbidden because the psychic pathways opening allow demons, other alien races, to enter our reality and corrupt the land. Like a month ago, Maz, something like that. And yeah, hopefully Alex is doing all right and nothing's really going on in his life, because obviously I wish no ill upon him. I grew up without a dad on a synthetic island in a different reality, forced to worship gods that want to rule the world. I needed something to do. That's a good excuse for being a criminal.
Sure.
Well, fucking ever.
I don't like this. Is this sure?
You couldn't handle communication with cosmic beings, and a demon possessed you. Cosmic radiation poured out of you. Now we have the dead zone. A demon possessed you and killed your mother and Grace Bloodlines, our chief
Whatever
exorcist.
you fucking say.
Don't test me.
I spent my entire life adrift.
The trick is to put your hand in the water and let the fish get used to it. Eventually the fish will swim to your hand and you can grab it. Grab really gets away. Take your hand out because the water's too cold, you start all over again. That's what it's like for me and my memories. Yeah, apparently you're a... Might have happened, probably happened, definitely happened, never happened. All those are the same to me.
I'm shocked.
We're gonna get to some
Stunned.
actual questioning or what?
Sure.
Nice guy.
Not a fucking thing.
Glass shards in my bones, boiling blood, flesh on fire. For 10 years. Body used to be real pretty. Now look at me. I'm a gray husk covered in demonic crap. Sigils constantly cook my flesh. 10 years of stench of my own flesh being seared. So remember, they deliberately allow this to happen because it's a crime to be possessed.
What fucking ever?
Yeah, that's about my feelings on that.
Not a fucking thing.
You drag us from the real world to your island and treat us like cattle. We worship your gods while you leech our psychic energy.
You fucking kidding me?
Yeah, no, that's about right.
The investigator is here.
Remember, we are the bad guys. Not a joke. You know, a lot of people say that joking. No, we are the villains of this story.
I spent my entire life adrift.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with X's response on that, Mr. Red. Well, no, we've been in exile for 6 million days. I think it's 8,000 years or something like that. Because we obeyed one of the gods.
I spent my entire life adrift.
That's strange. The investigator is here.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm shocked. Stunned. I'm shocked. Stunned. The demon wants to see this island scorched into nothing. My mind is like a desert covered in fog.
Nanny, the hell? Sure.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Sure.
Are you fucking kidding me?
My favorite part about all this is that he's the only thing close to a decent, sane person we've encountered in the entire game. And she keeps, like, acting like he's some big evil criminal when she is part of a society that kidnaps and enslaves his people as regular course before ritualistically sacrificing them to resurrect the old gods, of course. Because we are playing, again, I'm not joking, we are playing an investigator of a Cthulhu cult. We're not investigating the cult. That's the usual approach, right? Like, you send the person to the old fishing village and you're like, what's going on here? No. We are with the cult, and we are the cult's investigator.
Not a fucking thing. Whatever you fucking say. Whatever you fucking say.
Let's hang out. Oh, excuse me. Okay, that popped up a couple of other things. Let's go talk to the obvious suspect.
Grand Marshal Agago 14.
Rahat.
The facts are...
Rahat.
Ooh, the investigator is here. Crime cannot hide.
Do you want to die? Ich Prost. Rahat! Nenorocito!
I mean, obviously the laser precision missile. Heck. I mean, that's my approach. Or are you saying you didn't watch the LTTP theater? I think that is what you're saying. I always knew. Oh wow, you really haven't, Deck. That... See, I was joking. That's just hurtful. Oh well. A number of apartments were knocked down and replaced with houses as an experiment. Would the citizens stop killing themselves and each other if they have better quality of life?
This is a restricted area.
I have a bad feeling about this. Crime is repulsive. Paradise feels wrong.
Halt! This is a restricted area.
Say what song? Of course, I can't get into the barracks because she's a twat, so I need to find some other entrance to the barracks. Of course I do. Thankfully, I can just literally jump over the bars at this point. Aw, come on! Fine, whatever. You know, that would explain a lot, Mr. Red. Okay.
Fast travel unlocked. Getting set.
Oh yeah, that would be super copyright, Jaxia. Like, I think Metallica is the only band out there that's even worse about legality than them. Anchovies are very salty, usually greasy, too. But definitely salty. It's kind of what they're known for. Today I'm gonna do the juggling chainsaw challenge. I've actually never had anchovies on pizza, only just, you know, by themselves. Or as part of a salad, now that I think about it. Not a huge fan. That's true. Think about all the robots we could grease. With just one anchovy. Spliced, of course.
Ha, ha. Ha.
Come on. There we go. Okay, whatever. Ugh.
Blood crystal obtained.
Just gonna make it work. Don't mind me.
Doctor Doomjazz.
Theoretically, I'm worried.
Nope, that was extremely useless. And unfortunately, that's probably exactly what I'm going to get from most of these people. Is just nonsense and noise. You know, you're, honestly, speaking as the person playing this game, I'm kind of with you on that. Why hearts? Don't answer that. But no, but he's not going to say anything new too, or either.
Don't make me laugh. What are you talking about?
Yep. Nada. Hey. You see, the ice bucket challenge made a degree of sense, unless I'm wrong. Because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that to simulate the effects of what it was trying to promote the ideas of, right? You know, this is how this feels. It's not cool. Donate. As opposed to the Tide Ball challenge, which is, how stupid are you, really?
Ha. 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 Ha.
Don't care that much. Oh, God. I mean, how many times have you been to a place where it's like, if you can eat these extremely spicy wings, you win, or whatever, right? Like, that's been a thing for a while. There it is. God, this place truly is hell.
Halt! What do
Get
you
out of my
want?
way.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Architect Carmelina Silence.
We have achieved perfection. This is nonsense.
Light yourself on fire challenge? Oh, I've done that one. That's not true. I've never been on fire that I know of. Yeah, Darwin Awards are a thing. Like it or not. Well, there are 2 more people we can go talk to who may actually have new information for me. I'm going to assume they don't. When they don't, we're going to go beat the game. Okay? Everyone cool with this? If your name is Alex, this is your chance to jump into the comments on the YouTube VOD where you're actually watching this and say, hey, no, wait! Because that's about as much as we're going to get on this one. Oh, there we go. Euro's right there. I mean, Alex. Alex is right there. We're cool. We have carte blanche. Let's do this. We should have the go tickle the rhino, or no, go tickle the hippo challenge. There we go. God, I shouldn't even say that out loud. I need to make sure that I don't retroactively create that in reality by virtue of having said it out loud. Oh, excellent act, but unfortunately, only one of you can really be Alex. Now, it's okay. I'm an investigator. Now, I think based on the fact that Yura wants me to stop, and you want me to continue, Yura must be the one true Alex. By logical discourse.
Crimson acid.
If I'm paying... Oh, Jesus Christ, that's the worst one yet. If I'm paying attention to the timeline correctly, Mr. Red, the reason we haven't actually seen people, like the citizenry, is because they've already been ritualistically sacrificed. So... Alright, Retsu, we'll put it into your hands. Do we continue playing this game? Or, when we talk to her and she has no new information, and we have officially run out of leads, do we just go beat the game?
Video daybreak.
Here it is, here it is. This is going to be the one thing that's going to crack the case wide open.
Why?
Why is that even a thing? You know what? Hang on. I'm gonna be thorough. I'm gonna try one last thing here. Yeah, the problem is we've already talked to Okiko, which all of them have said that, by the way, if you're paying any kind of attention. Akiko is the one we talked to before we talked to them, by the way. Okay, so here's the power station. We never actually got in here. And I say it that way because I never figured out how to get in here. I'm not even sure we can get in here. Actually, I have a way of testing. Are there any collectibles inside? There are. There's one. There's one over there, too. So we can get inside. Oh, okay. Maybe... What do we got? Let's go exploring. This should be fun. Nope. Oh, we're dead.
Respawning.
It's okay. It's okay. I got this. All of the got this. Hang on. Definitely the intended method of getting over here. Trust me, I'm a professional. Sure, I'll have a C4, please.
What the hell?
No drink came out.
I have a bad feeling
Something's
about...
wrong with this machine. The cosmos is infinite and empty, thus says Deader Nebula. On abandoned moons above terrifying planets, our minds wander, thus says Deader Nebula. Connection to the net is all that anyone seeks. Protection from the dreadful loneliness of infinitely antique space, thus says Deader Nebula. Intrusion attempt detected. Engaging all firewalls. Unauthorized intrusion detected. Intruder purged. Why would you turn away a soul desperate to escape the grim isolation of astral bodies? Failed AI shard. Explanation. 16 years ago, Deep Factory AI Dead Nebula suffered minor corruption on server 7G190. Corruption was contained, but the local instance of Dead Nebula split into shards that developed their own personas. Each persona was isolated in a vending machine and locked down. System shutdown associated with the end of Paradise 24 deactivated isolation controls. Open the door to my home. Claude beings born from dead stars haunt me. Not gonna happen. The universe is built on trades. 1 billion dead to satisfy the whims of ancient goats. I have a bargain written on an Onyxian tablet, audio derived from a dying imperial civilization. Sheet. Child of economy is trickery. The Clawed Beast's approach.
I'm glad to be back.
We got a thing. We got a song. Worth it. We have released Skynet in exchange for a song. You know, I want to be upset about that, but I'm kind of not. Also, I love how they've just got pyramids out there. Don't worry, they're resting places for their gods to be resurrected. It worked for the Egyptians. Okay. I think it's like a skull or something, but yes, in short, von Falkenstein. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a save. Should make a backup save, is what we're gonna do.
Getting saved.
And then we're gonna beat the game. So we have, like, no evidence whatsoever. Like, none. So let's see what kind of an ending we get. Yeah, I remember when we thought the judge was the weirdest thing in this.
The investigator. Is paradise worth saving?
Yes, I am ready. I am ready.
The door to truth will open.
You have asked me, am I ready? Twice now.
Lady Love dies.
The penalty for anyone you convict of any crime will be death. That is the third time you've asked. I like you being sure, but yeah, we're ready to go.
Breathe life back into paradise.
Paradise hangs in the balance. God, I really wish we could just torpedo this whole place. Kill all the old gods. Wipe out the cult. We'll hold a trial for each file logged.
Show me your truth.
You'll choose which suspect you wish to accuse and present your argument. No, I have not, Mr. Red. Or rather, so it doesn't work that way. It's more like there's multiple cases, multiple crimes, and each crime you can have a certain outcome for it. But I don't know any specifics. I am an impartial tool of justice. I'll analyze your evidence and determine if you've proven your case. Can you break alibis? Can you put suspect in the scene? How strong is your case? I need the truth.
Your truth will.
I'm not interested in speculation and weak prosecution. Anyone found guilty will be executed. This is the crime to end all crimes. Anyone involved cannot be allowed to infect Perfect 25 with their criminality. I am super not act. You will do the execution. The investigation freak will execute justice. Be confident about who you accuse. You please stop repeating yourself.
What the hell?
The island is ending. Our home shatters before us.
How dare you?
This farce has gone on long enough. It is time to move to the new island to judge. I am the acting leader. I initiated the
It
shutdown.
is cowardly to
The
insinuate.
prime suspect has been sitting behind bars while the freak runs around the island chasing down false leads.
This is nonsense.
So, she's guilty. You have until the end of the island to do your trial. Truth may not be as simple as you believe. We're doing this for the good of the syndicate. Perfect 25 is waiting. You can't
Don't test me.
Judge, the clock is ticking. What does this mean? We don't have much time. The white smoke of oblivion threatens to consume the truth. You'll have one desperate chance to find truth. Make it
What
count.
you want.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You've overstepped your authority, Architect.
Is this a fact or a truth?
Love dies. You are authorized to wield your service weapon. Take hold of a chamber full of justice.
What?
This is crime to end all crimes. Any amount of involvement is a heresy against the gods and an atrocity against the syndicate.
I beg your pardon?
The journey into truth and justice begins.
Give me my gun.
Key item obtained.
Let's do it.
Lady Love dies.
Okay. So I guess the first crime is, how did he escape? Hang on. Darn. Alright, whatever. Is it as the report states, or did something else happen? Investigator, peel back the shroud of inscrutability and bring forward the sweet smile of truth. We have very little evidence against anybody. We actually have a lot of evidence against her. So I accuse you, j'accuse.
When love dies, all that remains are the facts.
That doesn't make any sense. I believe this is part of the plan by Akiko.
Nenorachito, you're out of your mind.
Grand Marshal broke the primary suspect out of prison she put him in.
Show me your truth.
I present everything. She broke procedure when she went to execute. She shouldn't have gone by herself. They're doing something illicit or giving him opportunity.
I'm a soldier. Show me your truth.
Bridges were supposedly torn down by Henry with his demonic strength. Charlie analyzed the barn found thermite, not demonic residue. Thermite is a military-grade explosive that burns through pretty much everything.
Turfa!
Never trust computers, is her response to that. Thermite's an anti-material weapon. Burns at an extremely high temperature.
Paradise feel
Free.
A good truth.
Show me your truth.
Let us sample more. Sure, let's just go down the list, I suppose.
What?
Nenorachito, you're out of your mind.
Strange.
It would mean demons capable of plotting and fooling us for decades. There's no medical evidence to
The
suggest this
facts and the
happened.
truth are not the same.
Show me your truth.
I don't like this.
And then there's that. No record of Henry having gone through the entrance. You have taken the lid off the box containing the truth. Henry's alibi is
Show me your
broken.
truth.
I can break Akiko's alibi.
Got it.
So take the word as evidence.
I don't like this.
Didn't have access to the phone records.
Show me your truth.
When love dies, don't test me. Don't test me. Is this a fact or a truth?
Uh-oh. I accept your truth. I've considered your truth. Ruminated on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There's no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. Akiko is guilty. The harsh light of truth has shone upon your crime, and you will be sentenced to death. You were sworn to protect our beloved council. You pledged your blade for so long. You were a beacon of purity. Now you'll be executed, and the marshals will lose their leader. The island sequences will never be the same again. Why did you do it?
Norachito, you're out of your mind.
You said I wouldn't hang for this. I beg your pardon. This is never part of the plan. Who are you talking to? Carmelina, you said this would work. Now I have a gun to my head. If I'm going down for this, so are you. Oh, that's interesting.
The ravings of the guilty lashing out.
I have no idea what she's talking about. Tell us everything, Akiko. You have nothing left to lose. If you were set up, you can have revenge.
Kill you.
You promised to induct my soldiers into the Syndicate if I helped you. Now I'm going to be executed. Praise.
Nenorachito.
You used me. You weren't careful enough, and now I'm going to die. I faked Henry's escape. I was supposed to deliver him to the council building, phone witness, and report I'd found him after the council were dead.
How dare you?
She's lying. She's been found out in her own little scheme, and now she's trying to take innocent people down with her.
I'll kill you.
I took Henry through the barracks to the council building. The official report's a lie. Get love dice? Sounds like a conspiracy, Judge. Open a case file. While you're here, you do not have access to the phones you've been using to record your progress. Would you like to see your progress now? No, I'm good. Henry's demonic possession. Starlight logged his possession of Dedico as a file related. Is Starlight being overzealous, or is there anything that warrants investigation here? Sure, let's accuse you. Let's try to get as many people killed as possible. Even though we only have 2 pieces of evidence.
Crime cannot hide.
Worthless.
Show me your truth.
God, I wish I could just kill all these people.
You've got nothing on me.
Show me your truth.
Paradise feels wrong.
Sure, Act.
You don't know me. Insufferable.
Got it.
Do your job.
Show me your truth. The court find
Insufferable.
Oh wow, we found him guilty? I've been chosen. I'll be on the next council. This freak has taken away my destiny. I will burn the Syndicate to the ground.
This is nonsense.
No, I'm the blessed servant of my goddess. I was destined for greatness. I helped you, and now I'm going to die.
Craft is its own reward.
These are the ravings of someone deceived by a god who's been caught
I
out.
have a bad feeling.
Freak.
She promised me a seat on the new council to retrieve the enchanted blue from the real world.
How dare you?
I had like the flimsiest of evidence.
Vile insect.
I got Henry the books on demonology, sent him down the dark path. The plan needed the island to end. Henry provided the answer. Truth lies within a conspiracy. Again. No, I'm good. I don't need to save. There are 4 seals protect the council. Yeah, I don't think I have any information on this at all about how they got past the things.
I don't like this.
Fangs of death grip this island so tightly. You live in a sea of death and Cthulhu rot. Alright, let's accuse someone for cooks. We have essentially no evidence on anybody. Except for Goat Lady. I actually don't think she did it, but screw it, let's just get everybody killed. I don't even care at this point.
Crime is repulsive.
Secrets have a life.
Show me your truth.
The facts and the truth are not the same.
So Crimson confessed.
Don't be coy.
God, I couldn't possibly do that, Andity. This game
Secrets breed
has
mysteries.
absolutely destroyed my brain.
Show me your truth.
So this is just the repeat of all the info we already know about her.
Your truth.
Sorry.
Show me your truth.
Secrets breed mysteries.
Show me your truth.
Let's see if we can get her killed, because that's really just the goal at this
That's
point.
strange.
Show me your truth.
Me.
I'm gonna hang for this and can't argue otherwise, but you need to know another part of the truth.
Careful.
I seduced him for my own interest, but someone else asked me to do it as well. Witness, he wanted the key. I don't know why. He promised to get back into active duty next island.
Your truth is wrong.
The end times are looming.
We actually didn't even encounter this guy. Could never reach him.
Got it. Don't test me.
The court.
You've got it wrong. You're letting the snakes get to you. Who knows?
The facts and the truth are not the same.
I mean, there's a couple act. The snakes coiled themselves around the truth so you
I
couldn't
have
see
my
it.
ways.
I hope to live with this. You'll let the guilty get away. I just want you all to die. So I don't really care. Maybe you'll learn a new, like, sense of fashion in the afterlife? I don't know. No, I don't need to save.
Sorry.
Didn't look into that.
Sorry.
Didn't look into that. Didn't look into that. Yeah, Dragon Quest VII act. Who killed the council? Wow, I have no evidence on literally anybody except for him, so whatever.
Crime cannot hide.
Henry, totally do it. There's strong evidence to suggest Henry had nothing to do with it. So are you suggesting he actually committed the murder? I mean, I have no other evidence.
Is this a fact or a trick?
The court finds Henry guilty.
Okay. Starlight has a case file that'll help us chop back the tendrils and expose the truth hiding within. Each area convention stands and judgment will be executed. No, I am the leader and it's now. Execute Henry and only Henry. I am still judge. The truths have become distorted. You must beautify the truth so we can appreciate it. Okay.
I don't like this.
So Carmelina initiated a conspiracy to kill the council. She created Perfect 25 and wanted to make sure it was hers. She's being punished for her father's crimes. The Silence family were barred from ever serving on the council as part of his punishment. Crimson told me Carmelina had put a number of motions to join the council have all been denied. She's a genius architect that's helped the Syndicate birth a potentially perfect island. Does she feel she deserves a seat on the
When
council?
love dies,
She knows the 25th island will be perfect. No, it
Not
won't.
a fact.
Is she worried she won't get credit for it?
The facts
Yuri
and the
confessed to being
truth are not
recruited.
the same. I have a bad feeling.
Yuri
about
helped
this.
Henry get forbidden books on demonology.
Crime cannot
Henry became
hide.
possessed by a demon who would initiate the end of the island and allow Carmelina's plan to be put into play. Henry's position called for an exorcism.
I have a
He
bad
killed Grace and
feeling
conveniently
about
provided himself
this.
with a history of
Test
murder.
me.
Demonically possessed citizen will be a perfect tool.
Crime is
Carmelina
repulsive.
recruited Akiko into her plan.
Is this a fact?
Akiko faked Henry's
or a
escape,
truth?
putting a possible killer into play.
Crime cannot hide.
Carmelina got Henry into a position where he could kill the council, and he did the rest.
Do your job.
You people would have nothing if it weren't for me.
What?
All these islands you drifted along on, all your tragic little lives, all given to you by me.
I am the leader.
I facilitate the Syndicate. I craft your homes.
Beg your
I have never been rewarded for my work. Never been on the council. Always living off to the side. Not even Perfect 25 got me the recognition I deserve. I don't expect the world. Just some kind of reward to show what I did was worth it. Was this worth it?
How dare you?
It would have been. You shouldn't have been called down. I'd crafted a perfect lie.
Paradise feels wrong.
How'd you know you'd be made leader in the
You haven't
crisis?
achieved perfection.
That's the irony. I didn't. I didn't expect Justice Incarnate to reverse the law and make me leader. So what's the plan on the next island?
What?
When the chips are down, every one of the Syndicate is a coward and a sycophant. All you want is your little bits of power and for your little lives to carry on ticking by.
You have no evidence.
The next council would be scared. All seniority would be gone, and I would be the one that crafted Perfect 25. I would make sure I had the throne.
How dare you?
My father was a victim, but treated like a criminal. He was executed by a coward. You people never appreciated what others do for. You're all extremely evil and messed up and deserve to die. Or be erased, actually.
When love dies,
The Grand Marshal would give you a loyal army to make sure of it.
paradise.
The plan
feels
failed. The
wrong.
truth is known. You arrogantly believed everyone would believe Henry, a citizen capable of breaching the Holy Seals and murdering the Council. Justice is immune to arrogance. A hideous, heinous truth. A vile truth. Architect, you have been found guilty of conspiring to kill the Council. Your punishment is death. Yeah, can we just base Delta Zero this place? Just, you know... The Nixian claws of conspiracy tear at the flesh of this island. I can feel the dreadful shadow of this conspiracy looming over us. Can you explain this conspiracy? There's another conspiracy? Oh yeah, right. From the guy I never actually talked to. Or about.
Crime is repulsive.
Witness is totally behind it. And I have
I
no
don't
evidence
like
on this
this.
whatsoever. Witness repeatedly voiced his opposition to Monstros' plan for the next island. Witness took matters into his own hands.
Paradise feels.
I don't know what his plan was, but Witness was plotting something. Crimson admitted that Witness had been using her to get the seal, allowing him through. My day of horrible truth is the worst. Why, Witness?
This is a joke.
I am surrounded by sin and heresy. Oh my god, is he confessing? I have no evidence on you. You were all focused on the islands and your own little... Are you a dreadlord? What about the gods? What about our holy mission? All but one of the pyramids sit empty, and we have existed for millennia. We are an embarrassment to the gods. The Syndicate needed rebuilding.
I have a bad feeling.
You would be the one to do it?
Surely this is a joke.
Who is irrelevant? More important is why and how.
The gods are watching us.
Re-establish are the priority in our faith. Resume our holy mission. Bathe in the radiance of our gods.
I am still bathed
I must
in
die a
the
martyr.
glory of the
I
gods.
tried. I really tried to do the work of our astral lords.
Endless
I wasn't enough, though. The sin on this island was too great. I hope heaven is everything you want it to be. You were found guilty. I can't believe I got that many convictions with a pittance of evidence. Piddling amount of evidence. The parlor of justice has played host to the truths of the investigator. Were the truth as expected? Did esoteric knowledge reveal the truth, or did it remain hidden in mystery? The investigator will become the executioner and execute justice. Grand Marshal Akiko 14. The verdict is... Okay. Carmelina. Okay. Probably the only person who was actually innocent, but I didn't have anybody else to accuse, so... Honestly, you all deserve to die anyways. No crimes. Okay, canonically, doesn't that release the demon? Okay, whatever. No crimes. Who's that? Yeah, then we kill ourselves. He deserved to die for being a dick. Rule 0 violation. Unacceptable. Your weapon is now unlocked. On the next isle, you will reform the Paradise Psycho unit. Island 24 is about to die. Island 25 waits for us. What kind of island will it be? Are you happy with your truths? Did you get the convictions you wanted? I did kill a lot of people. You entered into a battle with the facts, the truths, and the suspects. Did you emerge victorious? This courtroom could only allow so many truths to emerge from their hiding places. Are there more to hunt? If you believe things are not as they seem, there's still a way to punish the guilty. I will leave you to execute justice at your discretion. Punish those you deem guilty. Execution or exile are viable punishments. You may also let them go free. Please work for the best interests of Perfect 25.
Conspiracy.
Those of you not found guilty of destroying Paradise, leave and wrap up your business before we go to Perfect 25. I don't know if we can kill the judge, but I totally wish we could, and then ourselves. She completed the job. Was there more to do? The investigator always trusted her heart. She would decide if Paradise had been saved. We're on Perfect 25, so it must have been saved. Saved isn't a binary state. Solving a crime doesn't mean the world is fixed. That's scary. It is. I hope she knew what she was doing. I'm sure she did. This is Lady Love Dies we're talking about. Okay. So, you say the island's ending. It doesn't seem like it's ending, but whatever. So anyways, we're still in hell. Like you do. Can I shoot you?
I'm glad you're back, LD.
I'm ready to go. Execute!
It's time for justice.
Why?
What the hell are you talking about?
Time
I
for
know you were
justice.
involved, but I couldn't prove it.
I'm going to
I have the authority to execute justice as I see fit.
If you can prove it.
No way, I had nothing to do with this. The truth hid in the trial, but I know it's lurking in the shadows. Goodbye, Lydia. And she is dead. Alright, who's left? Who is still alive? There's not... Oh, there are not many people left alive. In fact, there's only one. There's one person still alive. Oh, that made my day more than anything else this whole game. Henry's dead. Henry's extremely dead. Which was going to happen anyways, because remember, ritual sacrifice. Where are we at? Okay.
Ha, ha, ha.
The end, I suppose. Oh, she's very dead. Like I said, you can look. Look, there's nobody left alive. Except for the judge and the doctor. Hang on. We'll finish up with the judge. I'm guessing it will not allow us to kill the judge, though. Whoops. Wrong button. That's some weird music. And what happened to his ship?
That's
Wonderful.
Sunk your boat. Always do when the old girl off at the end of the island. Time to move on. Fresh start. Embrace the future. You looking forward to the future? The sun always comes up on a new island. The warm light dancing on the ocean. The start of something new. Come to play the doctors and nurses one last time? Yep.
It's time for justice.
Why?
What do you mean?
The truth lies.
I know you were
in the
involved.
conspiracy. I'm going to execute justice.
Investigator.
Don't fool around. This is the kind of role play I'm into. Bang, bang, Doc. Shouldn't have flirted with me. Instant death. Alright. Oh, that makes my day right there. That really does. Alright, let's go talk to the judge. Let's go talk to the judge. I bet you I can't fast travel.
Sorry.
Yep, because I killed Lydia. No, it's logical. Yeah, I should have killed her last. All right, Lydia, we've killed everyone else. Remember when I said I'd kill you last, Lydia? No, don't do this. You're better than this. I am better than this. And that's why this has to happen. This island deserves to stop existing. No matter what truth you made, you believed in paradise. I hope we will never have to work together again. Crime can be eradicated and paradise can be perfect. That's an unrealistic dream. Crime infects every society. You're right. The Syndicate's way of governing is flawed. It always will be. I look forward to working with you again. Truth will always need an investigator and a judge. When you're done executing, move on to the next island. How? How do I move on to the next island? Unless that's how. Oh god, that is how, isn't it? So we can't kill the judge. No, I think I know what it wants from me. So the one person who gets to live is the judge. How ironic. Oh yeah, and the dude we never met. Unless he died with Lydia? I don't know. I notice he's not on the map anymore, so... Time to get out of here. Oh, you're coming too. Alright, I won't kill the dog, I guess. Paradise needed saving. Was it worth it? Was it saved? A new island. A new council. The Syndicate has been changed forever.
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
I breathed life back into paradise. Time for perfect 25. I'm gonna miss Love Dies. We could have been something special. Nothing brings people together like the impending obliteration of a pocket reality. Still, at least the case of the Paradise Killer got her out of exile. Wonder if her truths were right. Guess I'll never know. Well, Perfect 25 was worth it. Obviously, I hope they all die in a fire, but for their sakes, I hope they enjoy it. I've only known humans for a short amount of time, but they all seem to be idiots and only work for themselves. I'm sure they'll screw it up nicely. Anyway, time to watch reality die. We did it! We killed everyone. Except the judge. That way the gods never wake up. We don't kidnap, torture, and enslave people en masse anymore. Happy ending. Oh. Whoop. That's not happening. Let's see here. We could apparently have gotten out of the pyramid. And talked to one of the gods. That sounds like a terrible idea. Why would we do that? There's an achievement to beat this game in 10 minutes. I wonder how much evidence we need to do that. Ah, yeah, that's true about Falkenstein. Yeah, so let's start doing the audit as we're, setting this up here. Okay, so that sure was a game. It was, unique. I'm willing to put the unique label on that. Not that that's a label I give out. A little too psychedelic for my tastes. I'm not into surreal, I'm not into abstract, and I am certainly not into psychedelic. So I was, no matter how you slice it, that was not my thing. All these people are dead. Well, most of them. Ha ha ha. So that's how it ended. A weird turn of events. The strangest paradise yet. Is this paradise safe? Of course it isn't. This is the Syndicate we're talking about. Will we need her again? We always will. She's the only one that can save paradise. And then she walks in and kills them. Excuse me. Executes justice. Yeah, that appears to be it. Well, yep, okay, cool. Alright, so, let's see here. AI. I don't know why I said AI. Gameplay is what I meant to say. Here, let's get some very appropriate music for that. Let's go with... This is probably good. This is really horrific. Yeah, this actually bothered me. I'm playing it off to be silly, but this setting is sufficiently messed up. No, thank you. Deserves to be Q snapped out of existence. Oh yeah, this is a good time to get your guess in if you haven't already. I have no idea what this game's score is going to be. Yeah. Yeah, it's horrific with a neon coat of happy paint. That's exactly right. And it's really messed up. Like, really messed up. I mean, it sucks to be them then, Act, because they're gone too! Ah! There we go. Okay, we're good, we're good. Whew. Nipped that in the bud. But in all honesty, this setting, like, obviously if it does, it's a fictional setting. But if this setting really existed, it needs to be erased. Total cessation. There's nothing worthwhile about this setting. Holy crap. In-universe. See you around, Walker. Have a good one. A lot of stuff doesn't apply here. Difficulty curve, durability, encounter rate, enemy variety. Doesn't even have a proper fast travel system. Hyperbeam moment, info in game, interface, Intro's non-existent. Inventory is non-existent. Kit doesn't apply. There are no levels. There's no microtransactions, that's good. There's no checkpointing to speak of. The save system is not good. It's not terrible. There is no outro to speak of. The game is extremely not getting a replayability positive. Cutscenes are skippable. There's no viscerality. There's distinction. Yeah, no, that's kind of it. I guess we could qualify the trial as an outro, but there's no gameplay there. At all. There's literally just, alright, what have you gathered? And then you mash A to go through what you have already gathered up to that point in time. So there is no gameplay. So there is no gameplay outro. We've actually had this precedence before, when a game literally doesn't have an intro or an outro. Now, it has an outro narratively, but that's a different thing. Alright, time to close down the guessing game, because it's time to give our final gameplay points. Jeez Louise, Anthony. That person is, impressive. I could not have done that. So that's going to give us a net gameplay positive of +3. Story. Oh, duh. I'm stupid. I'm sorry, Bragwin. Yes, Venters. Don't ask me when, I don't know. No, it does not, Triaxia. Okay, so Animation doesn't exist. No Babylon 5 effect, no banter, no branching narrative, no... Good... What the hell? No, I know, Brigwin, and hopefully they're actually gonna, you know... take you seriously on the matter. Let's see. External continuity plus to history. I'm joking. Doesn't work that way anyways. Oh, thank goodness for that. I can't remember the last time I've had to deal with something while it was actually under warranty. I am going to give a plus for internal continuity. I don't know, like 20 minutes, Straxia? That's a lie. It took me 4 hours. I can't even explain why. Let's see. Intro. I want to give a negative to the intro narratively for being so weird and badly presented that I wanted to put the game down immediately. Thoughts? Like, I intend no offense with this, but if this was not my job, I would have put the game down in 10 minutes. Now, I'm only going to give the one negative for that. But what the hell? Which brings us, of course, to the outro, the trial at the end. I'm going to give a positive to the outro, because the trial, as much as it was mostly non-interactive, was surprisingly satisfying and amusing. In fact, it was probably the best moment in the entire game. Oh, right. What do we think about the music? I don't mind calling it a wash, but there's something else that occurred to me. Unfortunately, I have to add another gameplay negative, because I'm stupid. Yeah, right there. That's why. That's why. Okay. Yep. That sucks. Padding. Not padding. I don't know why I said padding. Pacing. Excuse me. The thing that's right next to padding. Yo, what pacing? Yeah, enough said, really. Okay. Well, this, because what that's going to leave us with is a net +2 to gameplay, net positive, and a net 0 to story. That's a story density of 0, gameplay density of 0.29, a story ratio of 50%, gameplay ratio of 62.5%, and a golden number. Drumroll, please. I'm not sure who wins this one. Final golden number of 5.29. I don't know what else to add to that, honestly. So, I think that actually is still Trihexia. Which it is. Front mission evolved. Is that already on the list? It is not. The hell is front mission evolved? What's your backup, Trihexia? WinX Club, you got it. Honestly, I think I agree with that, Anditty. I don't know what else to say. I thoroughly did not enjoy that experience. That has legitimately made my headache worse. And, I don't know what else to add to that. I apologize to Alex whenever you actually see this. I don't know what else to add. Tomorrow, we'll be playing Spyro. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to review that yet. I haven't decided yet because I haven't thought about it yet. As of this moment, I will not do a rumination on this game. I have nothing to say. I mean, the last rumination I did was 18 minutes long because I had nothing to talk about. That was for Blood Dragon. At least I was able to come up with some talking points there. But the only thing I could say about this game is how horrifically, nightmarishly evil and horrible it is. End statement. That's going to be like a 5-minute room. You know? If that. It doesn't take me that long to explain how extremely messed up it is. So, by virtue of not having anything to say, I mean, that's the rule, right? I talk until I run out of things to talk about. Well, I've run out of things to talk about. So, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will go ahead and play some Spyro. And we'll have to figure out if we're doing each game individually or the whole thing as a collection? Because that's a good question. So be thinking about that. I'll see you around, everyone.